How you been, man? How's your week? It's been a bit.
It has been a bit. Yeah, we had that little break that we took
Yeah.
um, because some people need to sleep, I guess.
It's been a little busy lately. I don't
A
know.
little bit.
I don't know if you've heard, but we uh, we have a booming industry. Who would have thunk?
Absolutely. It's like it's 2001 again.
Honestly, I would have been busy this week had I not run out of product. It seems as though shops keep calling, but I mean, we don't have enough stuff in stock to ship them.
That's
Like
insane.
it's ridiculous. I had so I sold all my white frames. I sold all my black frames. They're all gone.
Wow.
I'm out of Stefan's wheel, which I had plenty to last me through summer. Um, that's all gone. I'm out of the 5885s, which is pretty crazy. Such a niche, like specialized wheel to sell out so quickly. Um,
And
I
thoroughly.
yeah, I don't know that there's any other 85As out there. I don't think there are anything smaller than 72.
No, it really isn't.
Maybe a 68, but I mean,
Maybe. Well, no, I
definitely
think
not a
even those are
58.
mostly,
They're probably harder, right? Like 90s.
yeah, usually it's like 88 or 90.
Yeah.
I think you have to get into like the hockey market to try to find something
Yeah.
that soft.
Yeah, that's probably right. And I'm sure there's like a 59 for goalies or something like that. That's like 70A or something
Yeah, something
ridiculous.
stupid soft. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But it's been
absurd to me.
it's been crazy, man. I mean, like I said, I got more orders. And what's really interesting is I've had a lot of new shops. So I started selling to a shop in where the heck are they? Not Malaysia, but in the Southeast Asia area. I can't remember where they're from. It's a new shop,
Okay.
and I started selling to a new shop in Australia, and I got an email from another shop in Malaysia this week, and I'm like, I'd love to help you. I got very little product, but this is what
I
I
ain't got shit
have.
for you.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but it's like they're scraping for bottom of the barrel products right now.
Wow. Was it Wheel Love? Or have you already been selling to them?
Yeah, Wheel Love. They reached out to
Okay.
try to carry the stuff. We talked to them a long time ago. I think when the company first started, and they weren't super interested in just the frames, but I mean now that I sell a lot of things, they're like, yeah, we can justify shipping it in because frames don't sell super fast, but frames and bearings and wheels and anti-rocker wheels and like you start adding all the products together and you're like, okay, I could justify a shipment of this into some expensive area
Yeah.
to ship stuff to because they know that something is going to sell and they won't be sitting on the product.
Yeah, they started following me on Instagram shortly after like the whole power blading thing started in
Hmm.
what was that, like 2011 or something like that.
Okay.
But they went hard on that stuff and they try to get a lot of people to get into like the bigger wheel type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to work well. Apparently they have like in Malaysia they have I think it's a day a month or something like that, or like a few days a year, or even a week a year, where they don't allow vehicles,
Oh, really?
where you strictly use like bikes or skateboards or something like that, or non like
Yeah.
naturally aspirated vehicle,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not that internal combustion, no internal combustion vehicles,
Right.
um, for that period of time, just to try to cut down on some of the CO2 emissions, I guess.
Right.
But they sell stuff like crazy. Like they're constantly getting new stuff in from skateboard companies and
That's
stuff
awesome.
like that. Like they went through a huge kick with penny boards, like the real short,
Hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
weirdly shaped ones for a while.
Sure.
But yeah, like it seems to be, a thriving company. They've gone through like three different shops and they've gone larger and larger each time. They had a little skate park outside of one. They've been doing a contest called Stunts for Swag or Stunts to Swag,
Hmm.
something along those lines. They've been doing that for 15 years. They've been doing that
Wow.
for a while. So they've been out there for quite some time.
I know them.
And
I mean, I know the brand. I know the shop name. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I wish the timing was better. You know.
yeah, I mean, it sucks that I mean, you're out of stuff,
Yeah.
for the reason that you are. But I mean, like, it's nice that you're out of stuff to a certain degree.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a balance. I've been talking
Yeah,
with, other companies, and obviously we're all pretty close. But
it's a
I know.
shitty blessing.
Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's not something anybody planned for. And I don't think anybody's complaining because all of our budgeting was based on expectations that we had 6 months ago. So I'm doing just fine. Being out of stuff is fine because I knew that, it was going to take X amount of time and this amount of dollars to sell all this stuff. And this is how long it was going to last before I do my next productions, things like that. Like, it's not like stuff has vanished. I exchanged stuff for money and the money can then be put into more production. Same with everybody else. So I was talking with Buck over at Red Eye, and they were in the same boat. They were like, "Hey, we just brought in a ton of stuff. We're ready," and it's like, whoop, it's all gone. And
All
they're
gone.
like, "Well, shit. Like, what do we do now?" So they have their new line coming out in July, I think, end of June. Ton of new wheels. They started out with with like the airline ticket style look. This
Yeah, it's a
line,
cool look.
yeah, this line's very different, kind of like line drawings and like outlines, like poly outlines, really cool art. Um, and I know they are testing some new formulas for the wheels, which is pretty awesome. I don't know how they are. I have not skated them, but I've seen a few pictures and they look great. It's it it's not just them, but I know we had Rob on last month to talk about Conjure. They're in the same boat. Conjure kind of sells out pretty quickly to begin with, and they do a single run and then a drop and then sell. So they're used to this sort of thing, but I know it's nice to have stuff in stock, and it
Yeah,
sucks when you don't. You know,
for sure.
um, I don't know when the Joey wheel comes out. Is it out? Is the pre-order start?
I think he would. I think Rob was saying he wanted to wait until he had everything on hand,
Oh yeah,
and then
probably,
and then I think he was going to be selling directly.
probably.
I mean, I don't make those decisions for him, but I know he was
Yeah.
saying that I think he had the wheels already. He was waiting for like all the stickers and the packaging and the soft goods that were going to go with it. So
That
I
makes
think he's just
sense.
waiting to have everything on hand, and then he's going to put it out.
I was looking on the Contra website, and yeah, they've got the wheel listed, but it's not available yet. Available in June. It's the we're recording this on the 12th, so should be available soon. 6-color print. Holy Lord, Rob, 6 colors. Well, there's that. That's a lot of colors
What's that on?
on the wheel.
On Joey's wheel?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God! Wow.
Six
Yeah, that's a lot of
colors.
colors on there.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing, but that's a lot of colors, dude. Um,
That's crazy. It looks
anyway,
really good
it
though.
looks great. I can't wait to see him. Anyway, the Razors was the one that was really got screwed over. Actually, not screwed over, but I guess missed the boat on this COVID boom. They haven't had product in at all. Like they were pretty low to begin with before the boom because they were just finishing out the SL Navy. They were just finishing out the Kirill skate, and they were like, you remember Winter Clash? They announced the Derek Henderson skate, and it was like, yeah, it's going to be coming in February or March or whatever. And then obviously the country and the world kind of shut down for 3 months, so they
Yeah,
missed.
everything came to a halt for a little bit.
Yeah, screeching halt. They missed that whole boat. Finally, the Hendersons dropped earlier this week.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so we knew they were coming out. We saw them at Winter Clash. Finally dropped. I'm pretty sure they're sold out everywhere. They're first of all a really good colorway, but secondly, it's a rare commodity right now to have a skate that people can buy in like normal sizes. I hear
Right.
from them every day. People, message me on the YouTube or whatever, and they're like, "These look great. Where can I find them in a size 10?" I'm like, oh, good luck, dude. Like any
Yeah.
skate, you name it, you cannot find it in a size, 8 through 11. I think those are the sizes you can't find. 6 and 7 is fine, and you can sometimes find a 13 if somebody makes them, but everything else, nope. Sorry, you're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to try to use Genesis, you could probably get a couple pair of those somewhere.
I don't know that they're making them anymore, so I don't think people sell them.
Yeah. Roller Warehouse has them. I was just looking at the new
Oh, do
SL
they?
whites. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Roller Warehouse has Genesis 11s in navy, black, black, blue, black, navy, black, white. They have 5 different SKUs
They
for
made
them.
so many of those skates, so many different
Yeah.
colorways.
They must have just said like whoever pours them just said, hey, we need a million shells.
Yeah, just
And
keep
and
making
they're
them.
and yeah, Goodman. I think it's Goodman is a company that makes them, and they're just like, fuck it, we'll send you 100,000 at a time, and then we'll send them to you for 10 years. So
That's
we're probably not going to see the end of the Genesis anytime soon.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're making them anymore. That's my point. I think that they have them and they're available at Roller Warehouse, but they're short on sizes, and I don't think they're coming back in unless I unless they change something. But
I kind of doubt it. I looked at the Razor Skate Co. website,
mhm,
and they have a sizing tab, and they don't even have the Genesis listed.
yeah,
I mean, it's a freaking crazy wide boot, and the soles on those
hmm
for the size 1 soles go from a size 6 to a size 10. So part of me is just like, all right, so as a 9, am I skating a size 10 shell that everyone is going to squeeze into? And apparently that's not the case. But like, I guess the base is all like one giant size. It's crazy.
I need to get a pair, but I
No, you don't.
don't think I can find them in my size. They
Do
only
you-
have two on the Roller Warehouse, at least that I can find. And
oh, I'm looking at the boot onlys. I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm
boot
looking at the boot only
onlys.
page.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to go there.
Because
I need to go there.
I mean, if I'm going to buy a pair of boots, I'm not going to, I have my yellow balance frames. I got my black ones. I got my Wish frames. I got some medium black balance frames. I don't need frames. I got more than enough frames I could possibly stand for.
No, you're fine.
So if I buy boots, I really, really want those white SL shells though, because I don't need the liners. I don't necessarily need the cuffs because I have the V-cut cuffs.
Yeah.
So what I'd love to do is get my dirty little paws on some of those white shells and then change out my shells, because I think that would look really dope with those yellow frames I just put on.
Yeah, I agree. White boots look great. Those I didn't know that those racers were going to come out. They look really good.
So apparently there was another skate shop that leaked a picture of them, and Razors just wanted to drop those on the world and just say surprise.
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
I kind of figured that it was going to happen sooner or later because the last light colored SL they had was the SL3.
Yeah. Which was my
And
first skate back.
yes,
Which
yeah,
is what, 3 years now.
yep. And I'm very excited for it. Like I'm going to get that shell. Like I've already been in contact with another skate shop who gave me a quote on just the shell itself,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit them up on that. I definitely need to get myself some of those.
Yeah, you don't need liners. Those liners are probably the same as my Navy SL liners. They're not good.
Yeah, I would never, like, even if I bought the whole skate and just tolerated the frames, I'd find somebody out here to just give them to.
Yeah.
But I would definitely use my my Rain V3s in there. I would not want to try to fuck with stock SL liners.
In the listing, it says it's an improved Razors SL liner. I'm going to see if the Navy also says that it's an improved Navy SL liner. I don't see anything that says anything about a liner. Maybe it is a new liner. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I mean, I will reserve judgment until somebody tells me otherwise. It says
Just looking at what I can see of it, it doesn't look like the Rain V3, so I can't give two shits
I'm
about
sure
it.
it's not the Rain V3. It doesn't look like the same as the SL liner. It looks kind of similar to the original Shift liner. It has that little tag up top. I don't think the SL has that little tag up top. Interesting.
Yeah, not a bad look. Not a bad look.
The gray is a little dark for me, like the contrast gray for the sole plates. I don't know that it needed to be that dark, but
Yeah, and it's an odd color too. Like
yeah,
it
almost a
looks like it
blue.
doesn't quite almost yeah doesn't look like it's quite gonna match my my wish frames, but like it'd
Yeah,
be nice if it was like close enough to that to where it would just match.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's like, all right, well, why do we need that when there's other, hardware that can be matched and contrasted with?
sure.
But I just
Shade
really want an excuse to have wish liners somewhere or wish frames somewhere.
the shades are really hard. Like trying to find shades of gray for matching. It's like there's so
Yeah,
many different colors out there.
yeah,
Same with
that's true.
reds. I mean, I think we got pretty lucky with yellow, but I mean, my red matches a lot of the skates out there, but it doesn't match all of the skates out there. Like I saw
Yeah.
somebody who had, who was it? Oh, I can't remember his name, but he posted this amazing shot of some black thrones with red, old UFS thrones with red adapter plates and red fitty fitty frames. Looks so good. Like,
Like
and
an
he,
old Richard?
yeah, and he shot it in front
Interesting.
of a black background, so it was like
Hmm.
really popped. I think I posted it on the fitty fitty Instagram. Let me see if I can find it real quick so you can see it. And you can tell me which skate it was. He actually got him signed by Richard as well, which is
Oh, yeah, those
pretty
are classic
awesome.
thrones. That's a
Yeah, that's
really,
the one.
really good looking setup.
That's the one. Here it is. Did you see it?
I have seen it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's amazing. There's so many reds out
Oh,
there. That
God,
that
that's so good.
that was my point. There's so many reds out there that it's really hard to color match. Um,
What
we
is that
hmm,
classic logo decal that's on that cuff? And why don't I have 1,000 of them?
it's on a sticker sheet. You know, I do sticker sheets. It's on the
I
sticker
have like,
sheet.
I have 100 of them. I might have one right here.
You should have. You should look at the things that I send you.
I do look at it. I do. Do have one of those decals on Emily's softball helmet.
Well, there you
Actually,
go. Sticker sheets are doing good. We give them out with every order, and I send a bunch of them to shops to give away. They're just everybody loves stickers, and they don't cost me a ton. It's like it's cheaper for me to do a sticker sheet than it is for me to do like two stickers for everyone, like the number of stickers that I buy at least. So
yeah.
getting a nice like sticker sheet. And the coolest thing is that I can use the sticker sheet to write a little note, like a thank you note on the back. So it's like it means more. Like I can actually personalize the order instead of it just being a throw a sack of bearings in a bag and put a label on it. You know what I mean?
Here's your burlap sack of
Yeah,
parts.
yeah,
Take it or leave it.
yeah. I love it. It's the little things like that. I love. So yeah, sticker sheets. I always do sticker sheets. I had placed another order for sticker sheets today. So we have more new sticker sheets coming in a few weeks. Super excited
Yeah,
about that.
I have 5 of them right here, but what I have is different than what I see on that post.
You probably don't have the new sticker sheet.
Well, I need new stickers. I gotta order some shit.
This is version 4 of the sticker sheet.
Oh God, I think I have version 1, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. This is version 4. There's only like 50 of them left. So version 4 has Compass logos as well as the classic logo and a lot of
What?
red logos on it. Yeah.
I definitely need to get me one of
Well,
those.
there you go. It says
I
version
gotta order
4.
some shit real
Version
soon.
4 running out. Version 5 is coming soon. So you got to place your order now. And there I tell you there will not be a classic logo on version 5. I've swapped it out.
Yeah, I
So it's
definitely need to get some of those in.
short term. Anyway,
Um,
I got to do something with that
is
logo. Maybe that's a
any any gold logos coming?
no gold logos. No gold logos, no gold frames. Stop teasing him, everyone.
I did. That doesn't mean I don't want it. I'm gonna push you to the point where you either say shut the fuck up about these frames, or you're actually gonna make them happen for me.
I will never tell you to stop dreaming, Ben.
Okay, I'll pay for the sample. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll pay for the sample if you need me to.
It's the relationships that I'm building with my suppliers that I don't want to ruin. And I think if I asked them for gold frames and didn't produce gold frames, I think they would be
Ah,
bummed out.
That makes so much more sense. So now that I understand, I will say it less.
They have limited time, and every time they
True.
make something for me, it costs them time. So when I do color
True.
samples, I want to make sure that it's for a frame that I'm actually going to make. Gold frames, not on that list.
But there's more than one person that says that they want them. Well, I'll talk you into it.
You
Hopefully, one of these days.
you there's more than one account that says that they want them. I don't think there's more than one
Mm,
person.
that's true. That's true.
Anyway, Razors SLs. So yeah,
Yes.
um, shades of gray are difficult. Trying to find the right color is difficult. I think that the Razors SL looks okay. I wish that the sole plates were a little lighter for me. I think the color that they have on the laces is the right color, and I think the eyelets and the buckle that could be the dark gray. But I think the sole plates, I would personally, I would prefer them being the lighter gray. I think that would go better with the boot. But I love that they're doing white again. You know who else is doing white?
Them.
Well, who else, including a ton of
Oh,
other
what?
people? There's so
Who
many,
else?
so many white skates out right now. Um,
Yeah. So USD has the new Carlos Bernal skate.
USD has the new Bernal, and them has the white. So so there's three skates in 1 week.
It's crazy.
It's
Well, four technically,
what's the
because of
fourth?
the
Well,
Henderson also,
yes,
which is now shipping, but was announced at Winter Clash.
not a white skate. That's what I meant. Four white skates in 1 week.
Okay. All right.
The
Yep. You're right. Sorry.
the 909 pre-orders are now, I think they are shipping in July, so that means they're probably in production. Um, we saw them on the Momentum VOD, which was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Definitely my style of VOD, um, without a doubt. Like, I think that is the perfect way to make a video. It is not all trick, 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 trick. Like, I think trick, trick, trick can be good for, like, announcing a new rider, or this person went pro, or something like that, where you're like showcasing the skills. But
Yeah.
it's like, you're not, this isn't that sort of video. This is I'm just out here skating. And like, there wasn't really a purpose for it. I know that John was raising money for Black Lives Matter and the movement, and I know that he did a lot of the Momentum clothing and donated like all of the proceeds from those to the Black Lives Matter, movement. I don't know which individual charities he was investing or donating to, but kudos to him. I think it's awesome. I always have a lot of respect for John doing things that just follow his heart. So very, very, very proud. But he, so release Momentum. I don't think, I don't know was it just a teaser for the white boots in the frame, but without announcing them? What do you think?
I think it kind of was. It might have been one of those, hey, we have a secret to show you that's not really a
Mm,
secret.
yeah. Yeah.
So I
I,
think that might have been kind of what that whole thing was about. But it was great. It was definitely worth it.
I love that it was a full video, like a 7-minute VOD. Um, a lot of great skaters, a lot of great skating, just a bunch of random clips, and then like story driven clips, with talking and personality, which I always love. I think you can watch skating videos from any era and see tricks. But it's like, I want to get to know the skaters. Like, I want to know what they're all about. I want to know what's going through their head when they're preparing for tricks. I want to know why they have their skates the way that they did. I want to see the weird, like, struggle that they go through to get on, and like the falls or the mental block that they have to push through. And it's like, there's got to be more of those videos out there. It's not enough to just do a video with skating.
Yeah.
What was amazing is the whole video, he's got white them 909s and I'm assuming them, frames that, he's obviously testing and skating. No mention, no nothing. It's not an ad.
Yeah.
It
Just like, oh,
doesn't even
you
say it.
may or may not be something here that you
Yeah.
want to see.
Like, what white 909s? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just skating here.
right? It's a cool, like, a lot of people, obviously, people, freeze framed it and everything like that,
Hmm.
and checked it out. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's modeled after like the original, Rossi slash Volo frame. As far as the groove is concerned,
Hmm.
it looks tight. I kind of like it.
It has a sunken axles, kind of reminiscent of a Symmetrics, but instead of the full channel, it's uh, like a top channel. So it's not like a pill. It's more like I don't really know what you would call it.
Like the shape that it's cut into.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like a bridge, whatever.
Kind of, yeah.
Um, it's interesting. It looks like it has a beveled edge, so should help with axle protection. It looks like a good groove for anti-rocker, maybe a good groove for flat. I didn't see anybody skating flat, so it's hard really to see how much the wheels are going to come out. It doesn't have wheel bite protection, so that leads me to believe that it's more designed for anti-rocker, but I'm sure with the right skills and motivation, you could skate it flat. I love that he's finally doing a frame. Like that needed to happen a long time ago. Um,
Agreed. At
I
least one that was better than the youth frames.
well, and I don't know if they kept making the youth frames or they were just selling through backstock, but it was old. Like I think they knew that the youth frame could have been better, um, even with just adding aluminum frame spacers. I think it would have made
Yeah.
the frame acceptable, but I think a lot of people just didn't even consider it because it didn't have, it had plastic. The entire frame was plastic, including the frame spacers, which isn't
Yeah.
great. But
And I even said like that would be a detriment to me.
hmm,
But then when you look at the people that are skating it, that are, you've got Haffy, you've got Farmer, and you've got Julio, it's like, well, if it's good enough for them, I guess I could try it. I never did, but
yeah, I don't know that the product makes that big of a difference if you're that good. Like
you're probably very right.
I feel like you could give Eugen anything and he'll crush it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, again, I'm not that guy. I need all the help that I can get. um, and I know a lot of us out there are that guy or that girl who need the right boots for them, who need the right sole plates for them. And that's not John. Like, John can skate anything good. Like, I mean, and,
I mean,
and
John could probably skate anything shitty too. At the same time, though, like he's just, that Malcolm Gladwell has got his 10,000 hours a decade ago.
yeah.
So I mean, like, I literally think you could put some Fisher Price skates on Julio and he'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't know that he'd like that, but
Oh, that has nothing to do with what I said. Like he could skate them,
he could
but
skate, but
yeah, that's kind of like what Tree Tree did
yeah,
with his Will It Grind thing, and I'm of mixed emotions with that whole series. I mean, like it was a cool idea. I'm sure that it was a lot of fun to do, but like when I saw that you were doing like the what was like the kid skate, I was just like, that's not what the fuck it's for, Tree Tree. Come on.
yeah,
But I was like, all right, I'm gonna let me fight it out. Let me watch this and see what he can do and everything. And he did Tree Tree stuff, which is stuff that only Tree Tree can do.
yep,
So like it was hard to really continue having a beef about it, but it was very easy to start it.
yeah, absolutely,
I didn't love the premise, but I liked the execution. I think that's the way that I'm trying to say that.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
an enjoyable video to watch, but the premise I didn't like.
He always does really great videos. Um,
Yeah.
I I see where you're coming from. Yeah, he's got skill, and again, I think that's what makes product design difficult, and I think that's what makes reviews difficult when you're that good. I
Yeah.
think that after talking a little bit with Eugen and seeing him talk about the Fluid 5, for example, the Fluid 5 is a really interesting frame. I haven't skated them, but just by looking at it, you can tell it's different. And not in a good way, in a weird way. The
Agreed.
that groove is just weird. And I don't know why that happened, you know? Like in an era where people are trying to get more wheel bite protection or a wider groove or a more like forgiving groove, that's a really tight groove for skating like really skinny rails. And
Yeah.
I don't know that that was the design. Like a groove that needs to be broken in is probably not what they were hoping for, especially coming from the Fluid 4. Like it replaced the Fluid 4, which in my eyes is one of the best anti-rocker frames there is. Like
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with
I
that.
have a pair from my USC sevens, and it's a great frame. It slides great. It's got a great groove. Maybe they just wanted to make a frame that was good for flat, but I don't know. I don't know that that's a good frame for flat. Again, I haven't skated them, so I always reserve judgment. But it feels like you're not going to be grinding on that groove anytime soon, and that's not a good feeling. Like you need to get on the groove. Like you're going to be on the edge of the groove, and
Yeah.
that's not right until you break it in. But then it's like, all right, well,
And
especially
then
if
how long is it going to be optimized
right,
once you
exactly.
break it in? Yeah.
Precisely, because it doesn't have that much thickness. And it's coming on the Sway, which is one of the more popular USD skates, I would imagine. Now that the 7 is gone, it's kind of the low end USD option.
Yeah. So is that confirmed? Is the 7 gone?
I mean, it's not anywhere to be found.
Maybe they're just waiting to make a little bit of money back from the Sway upgrades, and then they're gonna put in another order. Who knows?
Yeah, they've got, so I'm looking on Roller Warehouse, they've got the Roman in two sizes. They've got replacement shells in 910. I should probably buy those. Um, that's about it. They've got sole plates in some sizes, not all sizes. Yeah, I don't think they're
Yeah,
going to be made anymore. I don't know why, unless they're going
that's a
to
shame.
repurpose that mold for something. It's a great mold.
That soul plate was amazing.
Totally. The
That
sole
was one of
plate,
the best ones out there.
that it's the same sole plate that comes on the Prado Gods. I don't know
Yep.
how Gods had a deal with USD to get those sole plates on there, but
Well, no. Didn't Frankie specifically
yes.
contact them and just say, "Hey, can you help me out with this?" Because that's his.
Yep, that's exactly it. Um, yeah, it's a great soul plate. It's a great skate. I wish they would keep making it. I would love to recommend it. I think the Sway is fine. I don't have any problems with the Sway, but I think
Yeah.
the 7 is better.
Yeah. I had issues with the heel of the Sway.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Um, it was very very tight in there for me personally. It just cramped my foot right up, and I didn't love it. But it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like I had it on my feet, and I'm like, can I deal with this because I like how much it looks?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
They're all sold
So
out too. Looking at Roller Warehouse, they have the Sway 57s, none in stock, boot only. They have the Sway Team 3s. They have one size 6'7" in stock. They have the Sway 57 2s, one size 7 in stock. It is a
wow,
madhouse out there. What about the farmers? Let me check the farmers real quick.
I've seen a ton of those show up on blade setups.
They've got the farmers in stock. So yeah, I have two. The farmers look like a really solid skate.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Sway and 45-degree strap. That's what the Power Slide Zoom is, and this is. I don't know that I could pull off the purple. Maybe I could. It would be a look, but I think
I mean,
it's a good
worst case, you just color it in with a Sharpie.
colored in with Sharpie. I think it's a good looking skate. Otherwise, again, I don't know about the colors, but I think the boot itself is good. Comes with a 45-degree strap, which you can't complain about. Um, Boot only for $200, and they have all sizes available.
Not a bad way to do it, especially for someone who just wants to support farmer and give them a few extra bucks.
Yeah.
That's a great option. Someone has, I think it might be someone in the Slack, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to say like Niakowski or something like that. And sorry, Andrew, I know that I'm butchering that. But he has a pair with black soles. And that looks really
Oh,
good.
I saw
That
that.
looks really good.
Yeah, where do you get black Sway soles from? A Sway?
From the Suede 57
57?
twos.
Dude,
Yeah.
nobody has
With
those though.
Andrew did.
Yeah, I
Well,
want
and there
those
was also
blacks.
there was a point where there was a like a small stock of those. I think Long had some at one point for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think maybe Roller Warehouse had some for a short period of time too. But it wasn't for long.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's crazy how fast all this stuff is sold out. I mean, we've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean,
Um,
but for skates to sell out, like even back in the days, because we had production ramped up, it was like we knew that there would be a lot of skaters, and it was a predictable, growth. Things would be out of stock, but it wouldn't be out of stock for long. Like there's just multiple SKUs that are completely out of stock, and
yeah.
they don't know when they're going to get more.
What size shell do you have for the sways?
I have a 1044.
Uh, okay, the 910. All right, because they have an 1112. Roller Warehouse has an 1112 sole in black, but I don't
Oh,
think that's going to work for you.
yeah, I think it's the 10 and a half that I need.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
Well, take a look at your
Yeah,
on
I'll
in
take
the
a look.
boot.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it says on there the markings on the inside of the shell will read 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
that
11,
makes
12.
sense.
So
I'll keep my eyes out. So yeah, that's not it. So the them white 909 coming out in July, the Derek Henderson and the SL white landing this week, and we get an announcement that the USD Carbon Bernal skate is coming out. That's going to be a carbon free. It kind of looks like an old Fila, like from the 90s, kind of,
it really does. It
doesn't
looks
it?
really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I don't know that I would skate them, but I'm sure that a lot of people will. They kind of look like dad shoes, and I'm a dad, and I don't want to wear those shoes, but I could see people wearing them. Um, I think they're available now. Are they pre-orders now?
There are some shops that have. I think some of the European shops have them in stock.
So
Um,
maybe Europe.
yeah, but I'm sure that it's going to be available very, very soon. They're probably just on the way
I'm
to
still
U.S.
over
shops.
at Roller Warehouse, and they are listed, but no
Not in stock
availability.
yet.
Let's
Okay.
check Intuition real quick. Oops, Intuition liners. I've been over at Intuition liners so much trying to figure out what the heck's going on with my intuitions, and it is absolutely no help. Absolutely no help.
Did you try calling
No, because it's just too much work.
them? See, it just seems silly to say, "Hey, I have a problem with this expensive ass piece of equipment. Can you help me?"
Yeah, I mean it's
Well,
frustrating.
I really think that if you just stick with them, which is easier said than done, and just kind of fight through the pain, I think you'll be rewarded with a very, very comfortable liner shortly.
They're just too small. They're too small.
Well, you know somebody that could really use that size.
And that doesn't help me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem getting rid of them, but I wanted to skate them. I wanted to like them.
Yeah.
Like everybody said so many great things about Intuition liners, but
So,
they're different.
what about like a shoe stretcher? Have you tried doing that, or like maybe
I
punching out
mean,
the toes?
that's what I need to do. But it's like now I'm like a $200 liner, and now I'm investing more into getting things to make it fit. It's like, God damn it, guys.
Maybe you can. Is there a cobbler near in town that you can? Well, because like I asked that because I just bought a new pair of work boots,
Yeah,
and the first ones that I bought were not the right size, so I had to ship them back and I had to get new ones. So when I bought them, it's an entirely different brand that I've ever bought. So they have these speed loops on most of the upright portion,
mm-hmm.
like where he lays it up. It's only a 6-inch boot, so there's three of them on each side. But it drives me fucking crazy that it's there.
Yeah,
So if I knew that it was like that, I would not have spent $210 on these boots. I don't even know why I
right.
did. Like in my brain, I'm like, if I invest in these, I can get them resold for, less than what I would spend on a new pair of boots.
Right.
Then they'll already be broken in, already be comfortable, blah, blah, blah. So I bit the bullet. And then when I got the ones that are the wrong size, I'm just looking at them like, that's going to piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to find a cobbler that I trust
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to screw my boot up and then invalidate my warranty, for other stuff that I want to might do with them in the future.
Right.
So it's just one of those things, like I'll have to find somebody, just take them to like, look, spend a ton of money on these. I'm willing to pay you more than you're going to charge me. Don't fuck these up.
Well, I mean, and I get that, and I get that. I guess I'm in the mode where things should just fit, and I've been spoiled, I guess, because they have just fit for so many
Yeah.
years, and now they don't. And it's like, well, what do I do? I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't even know where to go to get them fixed. Like, what frustrated me the most, I guess, was that the the message that I kept hearing was that the 909 was going to be 5 millimeters bigger. So in my head, I was like, cool. That means 5 millimeters more forgiving in for my foot. Like I
Yeah.
remember the 908s were not like this. The liners were not as stiff, so I had a little bit more room with the stock 908 liners. And the 908 V2 liners have the neoprene on the toe, so I wouldn't have a problem at all with them.
Yeah.
So nothing prepared me for this experience that I ended up having with the Intuitions, where the shell is bigger than it was, but it feels shorter because the liner is shorter. And there's probably
Okay.
plenty of room inside the shell. Like, that's, I guess, what frustrated me the most is that they said that the Intuition liner was made specifically for the 909. And it's like, well, then it should be bigger. Like, if there's room in the shell, it should be a bigger liner, but it isn't. I'll get through
I'm
it.
maybe. What did I just bought something too that had. You know how sometimes you can buy sneakers or something like that online, like the toes come stuffed with the paper.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Maybe jam that into your Intuitions and heat up the toes.
Well, I can push it out. That's the thing that I can push it out. It's not designed for my foot, so it's
But
like
but your thing is you don't want to have to do all this. You should just be able to take it out of the box and it worked, right?
that's the way that I thought. And I realized that
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be able to do that. I realized that now after looking at it, the medium actually the size for the them 909 medium is actually it stops at if I'll find the I'm at Inline Warehouse. So the sizing it stops at 43. And then the large is the 44 and a half and 45. Well, my foot's a 44.
Ah.
So I'm in that
So you're
weird
you're
zone.
potentially in too small of a shell or too
Yeah.
small of a liner.
Well, then that's the thing. I was in a fine shell last time, and the shell is bigger now.
Okay.
That's
But then
where things get
you
really weird.
also you also use your 909s with your Rain V3s too, though, right?
And I do, and it's great. Yeah, it works perfect.
Okay. But it's just the liner you're
It's
having the
just
problem
the
with.
Intuition because the Intuition liner is too small for me.
That's a bummer. You know
It
what?
is.
Just burn it down.
Burn it all
Let's
down.
fuck the whole factory up.
Well, I did. So I did my review. It hits tomorrow, Saturday,
Okay.
and it's. I mean, it's still a great skate. So I think I liked the 908s, and I think honestly, I think that the 908s felt better. I think that the look is better in the 909s, and performance might be better in the 909s, but I feel like the comfort was better in the 908s. The reason was I really liked the way the lacing system works in the 908s. I love the way that you can tighten it up and it really cinches your foot in with the way that the laces have that little finger system that kind of pull you in. You
Yeah.
can't do
Kind of
that with
wrapped around your foot a little better.
yeah, exactly. You don't get that with the 909s. There is a slight like area that pulls in, but it's not enough. It's like it's not cut deep enough to actually do much. It's just like a normal skate. It's more flexible than like a 7, but for me whatever reason the 7 fits me just fine. This there is a little bit of room. I would appreciate it to have a little bit more flex so that it would suck my foot in a little bit more, but it doesn't. but it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
all that much when I'm skating the Rain V3s. I don't mind the skate at all. Like, I think it's a fine skate. I liked the 908s. The 909s feel like the 908s to me. I have not experimented with the cuff down. I've only ridden with the cuff up. I plan on doing the cuff down sometime in the future. I just wanted to finish the review. I knew for the first hour session that this skate is going to be exactly the same as before, and I'm going to start reviewing this liner. And it's like, well, I don't really need to review the skate then, because I know that the liner is going to be the point of the review. And ultimately, that's the problem. The liner is just not the right liner for me, and it's super expensive. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who those liners are for. Like we were talking about earlier with, the quality of the equipment making you a better skater and everything. I totally see that liner in a gutted Seba for wizard skating being a requirement. You need the
Oh, for
responsiveness,
sure.
you know what I mean? Like the responsiveness, that fit, that comfort, it will last forever. Like it's a $200 liner that's going to last 6 years. Totally worth doing if that's what you're doing. But
Yeah.
for me, like, I do mostly grinds and I do little airs and things like that. I don't know that I can justify that liner. If I like the Rain V3 better than the Intuition, that just leads me to say, I probably don't. I don't want to say deserve the Intuition because I can't respect it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to put
Yeah.
it on the pedestal like that. But it's like I don't know that I'm the right market for that, and that's fine. Like it's fine that I'm not the market for that. But I wish. I don't know. I wish it fit my foot so that I could give it a better review because my review is also cloudy with it doesn't fit my foot. But the fact that it just didn't, I didn't get that huge, amazing feeling for twice the price of a Rain V3. It's troubling.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
I'm not going to give up though. So I do have. I don't know where I can get them here in North Carolina. It looks like there are. I'm looking at the Intuition Liners um, website, and the only place that they have a retailer in North Carolina is Oak City, which Long is a great dude, but I don't think he's going to be able to heat mold and break in my Intuition liners at the shop, unfortunately. So I need to find a shop that can do that. I don't know where, but I need to find a way that I can punch out that toe. Like bringing it to like Intuition is huge in skiing. Bringing it to a ski shop makes a lot of sense, but I don't know that my local ski shop can do that.
They might be able to. So
Yeah,
you're in Raleigh?
I'm in Durham, but Raleigh
Durham.
is just stone's throw.
There's an Alpine ski center. They should be able to help you with that.
Yeah, that's where I think I'm going to go. They don't carry
Yeah.
Intuition, but I'm sure they can carry something that would help.
Yeah, because
The
there's an Alpine ski center here,
mhm.
like where right down the block from where Emily used to go to gymnastics
Mhm.
before all this shenanigans happened. And they actually have like the Intuition oven there.
Uh,
And so if they don't have their oven specifically, I'm sure that they know how to make it happen for you.
yeah, I'll give them a call. I don't think they're open right now, but oh, they carry Solomon. Oh, that's easy. I could go get some ST9s.
Good luck with that one.
I'll ask them. I'll bring my
They
Solomons in.
they might actually it might be possible. They might have some new old stock in there.
That would be so funny.
It really would. I've asked every single time I've gone into a ski shop or anything like that. I'd be like, "Hey, any chance you guys have some old rollerblade stuff?" And they're like, "No, not for the last decade."
Yeah, no, not at all.
Which is a shame, but that doesn't stop me from asking.
No, you gotta ask. So yeah, them 909s in white, USD Bernals. When do they come out? So they're out in Europe now. They should be out in the States probably a couple of weeks. They're probably on boats right now. I have my carbons that I'm going to be skating soon. They are the black team carbons. They're from what, 2018? I think that's when that one was.
Yes.
I think
The
that
black
was
ones you have are the
2018.
2018 teams.
Yeah. USD Carbon Team. Yep, Carbon Team 2018. So they're the full all black. Um, I don't think it does any change year to year. Do you think they change the carbons, or is it just the look?
I think it's just the look. They may do some slight tweaks with like the height of the carbons and stuff like that, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I think it's pretty much the same.
I'm checking Roller House again. They have the few in stock. Um, so the new carbon is the brown one. It's still listed as 2018, so they just used the wrong copy, but it's actually the 2019 carbon. What's the 2020 carbon? Carbon. Is there one? Or is that it?
I don't I don't recall seeing one, to be honest.
I don't know that there is one. I think this is the same one. So maybe they're just running this over to another year. I think this was at ISPO when we saw the Bernal. It
Yeah,
was the brown
probably.
one with the Bernal. Yeah, I mean, it's the same copy, so I would assume that it's exactly the same boot. It's just different colorways. Yeah, they just
Yeah.
use different materials, different same cut, same everything. It's just different materials for a different color.
Yeah. Do you know who's also skating those black carbons that you
No.
have?
Mm-mm.
Eric the Shred.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he got them from Mike Falcone.
Nice. Yeah, Mike is all about carbons.
Yeah, the carbons and wish frames. Those are his two favorite
Yeah.
things in skating, which is awesome. I love seeing the stuff that he does. Like I've been lucky enough to get a couple of phone calls and some FaceTimes with him lately. I'm trying to help him brainstorm a project that he's doing for his Jeep and his trailer.
Hmm.
And it looks really neat. And I think we were able to come up with some good ideas. But like, anytime I see somebody post something about Dremels,
Yeah. There you go.
it just fucking cracks me up. But like, I think of him and the wheelbase shortening that he did
Mm-hmm.
on his wish frames. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
He did those by hand
I know.
with a Dremel.
I know.
It's amazing. I cannot believe that he's that good with that. He better
He's
never stop drinking because he'll get the shakes too bad.
he's got good hand control, I guess.
He definitely does. Definitely does.
um, Looking at these carbons again. So the comparing, I'm doing like a highlights magazine. What's changed from one picture to the other picture? Um, I see
Great
that the
reference, by the way.
well, I know my market. Um, I see that the mounting area for the 45-degree strap is different. So in the black one, it is lower, closer to the groove. In the tan one, it's higher, closer to the cuff bolt.
Yeah, I think that might just be it just changes from time to time, or it might change from shell to shell. But I've seen
Shell,
a couple
maybe.
of yeah, I've seen it a couple of different ways. Like the original ones that didn't have the bolt we could put it in, they were a little further back, but not by much. And like it just seems like those in particular are kind of all over the place sometimes.
Which were
But
the original ones?
the carbon ones or the carbon twos.
I know.
Carbon ones, yeah, carbon ones had the 45 strap, and they were stitched in,
Oh,
and you couldn't change them out.
so the carbon one looks like a brown. No, that's the carbon LE.
Yeah, same concept.
Okay,
They had
interesting.
a
I've never seen this one before.
Yeah, those were actually a Kelso Pro boot. So the black and the white were both a Sean and a Colin Kelso Pro boot.
Huh. Yeah, I'd never seen this one before. So many things that I've missed. I mean, the
Oh,
whole
you're
the
not missing much, to be
well,
honest.
but the whole Deshi thing, everything Deshi I missed.
I mean,
Like,
again, you're still probably not missing anything.
yeah,
I mean, because like the original Deshis, like the non-carbon ones, everyone said like within weeks it would just completely go to cardboard
yeah,
and it would be useless. Then they did the Deshi carbons, which were a little more supportive, but they were still had a lot of flex, side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Then they kind of went the opposite way with the carbon ones. And then shortly after that, the Imperial came out, which
Mm-hmm.
had a very similar shape, but it was plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then that became the carbon free.
Got it.
So, but I really enjoyed my carbon ones. I got the white ones. I got them from Kyle Sola when he
Hmm.
was still in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great boot. It fit well. I screwed up the carbon, or when I tried to heat mold them, I really screwed up, and I kept moving my feet, and the buckle like receptor and everything came out of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime that I would buckle and try to snap the buckle down, it would pop right out of the receiver.
Hmm.
So no matter what I did, like I even tried to change the buckles around and everything like that, and I ended up just having to get rem straps, like the
Mm-hmm.
rems Velcros,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that fixed it for me. But it's still just like I can't believe I fucked these up.
Should I heat mold my carbons?
Just don't wiggle your feet around when you do it. I mean, if you have like a hot spot or it's like crazy uncomfortable, I would do so. But I mean, I really don't think it's quote unquote necessary. I think you'll be able to get along just fine without it.
Yeah, that's the question. Like, is it worth? Is it worth
Should you heat
doing?
mold your intuition liners? Yes, you definitely should.
Well, I did that. I did that. Didn't make much of a difference because they're too short.
Okay,
I think I talked about this earlier.
it's possible.
um, yeah, the whole carbon world is new to me. I've skated the Seba, and it's been so long since I skated the Seba, I don't really know what they felt like anymore. Like I
Okay.
skate them for big wheels now, but that's really about it. Um, and I obviously, have skated my adapts, and I love the adapts. I'm wondering where these end up. Probably right in the middle. Probably they'll be. I've heard that they're really like ankle breaker style for most grinds and airs and stuff like that. So be careful. Uh,
Carbon?
yeah, USD carbons,
Who told you that?
the internet.
Well, I mean, the internet's rarely wrong, but they definitely are there. like, in my personal opinion,
Yeah.
and in my experience with carbons, they were amazing. Like, I loved like the carbon team that was when were those? The 2016s.
Mm-hmm.
I loved those. They were the black ones, and they had like they were very modeled after like the Jeff Dahlness boot.
Mm-hmm.
I loved those. The gray carbon freeze that I have were really awesome. Like I thought they were really, really great skates. Like if I didn't hate the way that the toes looked once they started getting beat up,
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably still be in carbons. Like it's a great skate. I don't know why anyone would think they were ankle breakers, but
You're hyping it
you
up
know,
now. Well, I'll have to see.
all right. Let me. I thoroughly enjoyed them. My buddy Jeremy also really enjoyed carbons,
A lot of people do.
but once Jeremy got Sebas, he immediately sold all of his carbons.
Hmm.
So you may have a very similar experience where you're just like, these are good, but my Sebas are better.
Yeah.
So I would probably say you should when you start to do. Was that what was in the box, by the way? No,
No,
it wasn't. That's not.
no.
What was the? I don't remember.
What's
I
in the box?
watched. What was in the
What's
box?
in the box? What's in the box?
Why can't I remember? Ah, yes, it was the car. It was the tarmac. No, it was the box
The
cars.
box cars.
Box cars were in the
Yes. The
box.
rollerblade
That's
box
right.
cars.
That
Yes.
makes the box cars were in the box. Makes sense.
Yes.
So I would probably say when you do your review for the carbons, skate the carbons, then skate your Sabas again, and then
Yeah.
kind of contrast and compare, like same frame setup and wherever you
Right.
go and all that stuff, like you normally do.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a good angle for you to look at because people that are in the market for carbons may also be thinking of the Sebas.
Yeah. I will do carbon, carbon, carbon.
Okay.
Face off head to head, head to head to head. So I will
Oh yeah,
pit.
because you have the adapts
I have the
too.
adapts too. So I will pit the USD carbons against the Seba carbon, the Seba CJ carbon against the adapt stealth, and see who will come victorious. I think it's going to be really hard to beat the adapts, dude. Just to be honest, they're such an
I will
amazing skate
agree
for me.
as far as comfort's concerned. I think the comfort on those adapts is just next level.
Yeah,
But I think you kind of have to strike a for me for the way that I like my skates to fit. I don't think I would really enjoy skating adapts as an aggressive skate because I'd like to have a little bit more, flex
sure.
in in that because I'm old and I'm fat. Like I don't
It's
want to have to bend my
it
knees because I want to be able to enjoy skating more.
absolutely. It is a commitment when you're skating
Yeah.
a bigger frame, like a wish frame or something like that, with an adapt. It requires you to get low, and that's for a lot of us more difficult. I am
Yeah.
really curious what the carpet's going to feel like because I've heard again the ankle breaker comment. I've heard that it doesn't have a ton of ankle support, and as a result, it should be really easy for me to do topside tricks, royale tricks, stuff like that.
I still don't think that you'll find them to be lacking in support. Like I think that's some communist propaganda
Well, it
there.
will be more. It will be less support than the adapt because yeah, the
100%,
adapt
absolutely.
is
Yeah.
carbon
The
all the
adaptation
way
much
up,
much
right? I
stiffer.
know that the
Yeah.
USD carbon only goes to where the cuff bolt mounts, so it's going to be less support. The question is it going to be a lot less support, or is it just going to be a little bit less support?
Less
Yeah,
support. Yeah. If memory serves, I think you'll have an equal amount of support. I think it's just you'll find the adapts to be much much stiffer because I think those are two different
sure.
things. Like this, the stiffness of a boot is very different from its support. Like you can still have a stiff, you know, plastic boot that has no support whatsoever when you're trying to do a
Mm-hmm.
grind. I don't know if I could really point one out,
Sure.
um, but like I don't see those as things that go hand in hand. I think it's more of, does this skate perform well and am I able to do my grinds comfortably in it?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think adapt is that for me specifically. I don't think it's a skate that I can comfortably do grinds in.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it makes up for it. I think with having the sole
Oh,
plate,
with the comfort for
yeah,
sure.
with having a sole plate that's so wide, with having a groove that's lines up really nicely, that I didn't have any problem doing royale tricks with or topside tricks with balance frames. I think it would be equally easy to do it with a dedicated anti-rocker style frame like a Featherlight 3 or a Kaiser Fluid 4. I
Yeah.
only had problems with the wish frames and that and the symmetrics frames. And that to me was just an indication that I don't have the maybe not the skill, but the and maybe not the ability, but I'm not dialed in to
The
get it.
the knee dexterity.
Yeah, like I don't because I don't skate those taller frames often. I don't have like my angle when I do royales. I don't have that angle in my like muscle memory. Like a royale to me is
Gotcha.
more stand up because it doesn't need to be any lower. Like if I go lower, I'm only on boot, and that's a recipe for disaster. You know, there's
It very well
there's
can be.
got to be there's got to be a balance between the frame and the boot, and that was the problem that I was running into. Now I know that plenty of people skate adapts with symmetric frames, and they love them. Um, that's a fine setup. I, I think it's what you're familiar with, um, and as knees get older, I think a lot of us enjoy a more a deeper groove, lower frame, and with something that's super stiff like the adapt. You kind of need that in order to get boot down.
Yeah.
We'll see though. I'm gonna set up. So I'm off this weekend. My wife knew that I was slammed over the last couple of weeks and was like, "Hey, let's get out of Dodge for a little bit." So we're going on vacation. We're going to the beach for a week, which is gonna be really nice, just to get away. It's supposed to
Awesome.
rain all week, but at least we're not gonna be here.
Yeah. Get away for a little bit.
Yeah, we will be bringing masks. I know that a lot of counties are opening up now, and are saying masks are optional. Here in North Carolina, the numbers are looking horrible, like really bad. Like we're at like 85% of hospitals full with COVID patients right now. So it's not a good
Wow.
time to be going out without masks. Um, but I'm seeing a lot of people out without masks. So it's like they just kind of, yeah, whatever, no big deal. It's fine. It'll be okay. It's not going to be okay. Like you got to stick with this. So we will be, you know, basically moving our bubble from here in Durham over to the beach for a week. And it will be the same. We will still be going to the grocery store with my mask, with my hand sanitizer, social distancing, avoiding people, and then cooking at home and washing my hands a lot. But it's better than being at home. The kids have been at home for 3 months now. I mean, I don't know how long. 2 months? 2.5 months? It's not a long time.
Yeah, so we like it was basically this time in March
Yeah, exactly.
when they started sending us back, and uh, and then I was out of work for a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Yep.
No, but just past the month, like five
Yeah.
weeks, I think.
Yeah.
And then I've been back to work since then.
It's I understand it. I mean, I understand that, people need to get back to work. I understand that people are going stir crazy. And it's hard because you don't have any direct, like, they're just numbers right now. You see the numbers and you're like, oh, it's just going up. And it's like, all right, that's just a number until it impacts your community, or your family. And then it's
Yeah,
like, oh, this is real. It's real. It's totally real. Like,
yeah,
we need to be better about this, and we are blowing it. Um, I, I'm very fortunate to have a job that is pushing us to stay home, and I'm still able to work. I know that I'm not, you know, a normal situation. I know a lot of people aren't able to work from home. So I'm doing everything that I can as a result to try to keep myself from adding to the equation. I will be as safe as I can. I will wear my mask. I will wash my hands. I will stay away from you. Like, I won't exist, as little as possible, so that
yeah,
if you need to go to work and if you need to go on with your life, you can, like, as safely as possible. Like, I don't want to add to that. But there are a lot of people, I mean, apparently they're opening up for no masks required in Orange County next week in California. And I'm
jeez,
like, dude, like, think of all the poor Uber drivers or like bus drivers or like bartenders. And it's like, I don't know. I hope people still wear their masks. I think it's a good way to keep from spreading this thing. Um, we will be at
agreed.
the beach though, so I'm pretty excited about that. Reason I bring it up is when I get back, I will be skating the USD carbons. So I will have a gear talk in 2 weeks, and I will show them off again. Even though I showed them off last month, or a month and a half ago, I've never skated them. I got the 909s, and I didn't know that the 909s were going to be in. So I was going to skate the carbons for a few weeks and then the 909s, but they came in right on time, and I was like, perfect. Like, I'll just skate these. The black USD carbons aren't going anywhere. Like, they're already 2 years old. Nobody cares. But I've never skated USD carbon, so I'm really interested to see what they feel like. I'm very excited to get out there and do it. And yeah, so that's going to be coming in a couple of weeks.
Nice. I think you'll enjoy them.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what you take from them.
I'm curious too. Like, especially after my experience now with the 909, which again, review comes out tomorrow. It'll be out by the time you hear this. I really liked them. I think if you like the 908s, you're going to like the 909s. I think the intuition was a mistake for me. I think I should have stuck with the stock liner, and I probably would have had more fun. I think the carbon is going to be a completely different skate. It's a skate that I have no expectations around. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. With the 909s, I knew they were going to be similar to the 908s, and I knew that I liked the 908s. This is a completely different beast. It's not like an Adapt, and it's not like a Seba. So what is it like? that's where I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, again, I really do think that you'll find it to be uh, maybe better than you're expecting, especially with
Mm.
people hyping up the whole ankle breaker thing. I don't think you're gonna find it to be like that, but you're gonna have fun. I think you'll like it.
I think it's gonna be fun. So I did want to talk a little bit about the helmet initiative that I've been doing. I'm actually going to be changing the name. I don't really, it's not really an official name or anything else, but apparently there is a helmet initiative, the helmet initiative already, and
Oh
they
wow, okay.
reached out to me. So they were, I think the guy's name is Kurt. I don't know if he is a skater or just happens to be listening to Gear Talk or one of my videos came up in his YouTube, but he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I love that you're focusing on helmet awareness and safety. We have a foundation that we started a few years ago. His wife and him, I think it's his wife and his sister in law. I think they lost their brother. He was a BMXer and he was riding without his helmet and fell and hit his head and died. And that is totally something that could happen. We've seen plenty of people hit their head
Yeah,
and get so injured that we thought that they would die. And they decided to do something about it. It was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago. So it was something that they just started over the last year. They call their program the Helmet Initiative. And if you can find them on Facebook or go to thehelmetinitiative.org, you'll get more information about them. Their whole push is to get donations and get helmets and go to events like state fairs and concerts in the park and things like that. Probably skate comps that are nearby, and they have a helmet trade program where you bring them your old helmet and they'll give you a new one. Or if you need a helmet, they will figure a way to get you a helmet. And obviously, because of COVID, they haven't been able to have events, but they have
yeah.
a abundance of helmets, and they were like, "We would love to send you some helmets." So I have like a dozen helmets sitting in my office now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. So they are the 888 helmets. I think they have a arrangement with 888 where they can get helmets for pretty cheap, and I'm sure they get some donations as well. But I have a bunch of 888 helmets. They are the certified sweat savers, which is a great helmet. It is the one that I bought my daughter, and I have one, and it's solid. I mean, it feels like the MIPS helmet that I have, but with a little bit more padding on the inside. So it's probably super protective, but it's also comfortable. It's like the perfect balance between the two. And
Nice.
I've been giving them out. So I've got a bunch of people who have already asked for helmets that I am hopefully shipping tomorrow. My timing has been tough, but these helmets came in on Wednesday, and I had a packed day yesterday, and I did not get to ship them today. I was hoping that I would. But I have already 3 people who have given helmets away. I'm doing this with the videos. So I've been giving them away to people who ask for a helmet in the comments of the videos, and I always make sure to mention it. But if you needed a helmet, I just ask that you leave a comment and say that I need a helmet, and I will pick somebody at random for each of the videos and send somebody information so that they can get me their mailing address and their helmet size, and then I will send a helmet out to them. It's been really great. It's a really great feeling just being able to help. Helmets are such a weird thing because nobody wants to buy a helmet. It's an expensive investment if you get a good one. Like, how much are these sweat savers? They're like $60, I think. They're not cheap.
I think the non-certified ones are like $50, and I
Yeah,
think the certified ones are like 65 or
yeah,
70.
maybe even 70. 888. Yeah, so the sweat savers are 45. and the certified sweat savers are 60, at least on Roller Warehouse. So that's a lot of money. That's like a set of
Yeah.
wheels. And if you don't have a ton of money, like where are you going to spend your, like this is a luxury for a lot of people, and it really shouldn't be. It should be just as important as having laces on your skates or a buckle. It's like you couldn't skate without it because the risk is so high. Like you fall down and hit your head, it's a big deal. Um,
Yeah.
so my push is let's raise awareness. Everybody go out there and wear your helmet um, every time you skate. And nobody wants to be the first person wearing their helmet. It's kind of weird being the only one wearing your helmet. But if you can be that only one wearing your helmet, if you can be the weirdo who wears their helmet, other people will see you and other people will say, hey, somebody else is wearing their helmet. I'm going to wear mine. You will be the first one out there. And it might feel a little weird wearing a helmet by yourself. But I guarantee you're going to make other people feel awkward because they're not wearing a helmet. And that is a good awkward because they should feel awkward because they should be wearing their helmet when they're skating. It's super important. So that's my push. I don't know how far it's going to go this year, but huge thanks to the Helmet Initiative for helping me out. I have a lot of great donations coming in from a lot of people to help push this forward. I got to come up with a name for the thing. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but maybe I'll have some ideas when I'm out at the beach and come up with a name for this thing because the Helmet Initiative is already taken, so I got to come up with something better or something different at least. But yeah, it's fun. Thanks everybody for the support and encouragement with this, and wear your helmets. I hope everybody out there wears their helmet.
Yeah, I've been making it a point to make sure that mine is easily accessible, and I found a nice little spot to put a new decal on there
Mm.
that I will be premiering shortly once I get it. So it'll be gold though, I know that much,
Oh.
and it'll be fun. It'll be fun for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, like they are really important things that we just need to get used to, and I think that's the biggest problem is people just aren't used to them. They
Yeah.
feel goofy, they feel like they look goofy, and part of me just wants to say, you're already rollerblading. You don't look that cool.
Yeah.
It's more of having a good time and making sure that you don't hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, etc.
Yeah.
So just wear your fucking helmet.
Yeah. It's easy. Just put it on.
I do also want to talk about. There's a couple things that were on here that I still wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The so you, we've talked about skus and how many skus are out there nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Seba is now previewing 3 new CJ boots.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
It's nuts. So they've got the 2 plastic versions. Was it 2 plastic or is it 2?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know there's a carbon. There's one that has a removable liner, and then there's the plastic, I think.
Sure. So there's the CJ Carbon, there's the CJ2 Prime, and the CJ2. So my assumption is that the CJ Carbon and the CJ2 are the same as we know right now, which is the built-in liner that I have. The CJ Carbon being the standard, the CJ2 being the plastic one. The
Yeah.
CJ2 Prime is the linerless version. So it's the boot only without a liner. So shell only, I guess.
Well, no, it has a liner in it, but it has a removable liner.
Oh, right. Yeah,
So
removable CJ liner.
yeah. So, and my only beef with this little promo is the fact that they allowed. So, and CJ also mentioned thanks to Seba for allowing me to put my ergata frames that I'm testing in my post. So that was obviously something that he cleared with them. So instead of them saying, nope, you got to change what you're doing and put some Seba frames on there, they said, yep, go ahead, highlight that frame as well.
Hmm.
Because that was the first thing that I saw. I didn't even notice that they were talking about there's 3 new, skates out or coming.
Hmm.
I saw the frames and I was just like, I need that in my life. But, then as I read the caption, we found all this out, and that liner that's in the Prime
Hmm.
looks suspiciously like an Intuition liner.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just copied some of the styling cues, or are they doing a branded Seba liner or Intuition liner as well?
It's a good question.
We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out soon enough.
What's weird is there's not a lot. So CJ posted it on his Instagram.
Yep.
That's it. Like
Well, Seba posted it too.
the same video.
Yeah.
Oh, the different still. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's an intuition, but it sure looks like it.
Yeah. Maybe they licensed the design.
I don't think they licensed any. I don't think they licensed anything, um, but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a really cool look.
Totally. It could just be a liner. Um,
Yeah.
One of the problems that I ran into with the Seba CJ was it wasn't super comfortable in a lot of places,
Okay.
and it was comfortable in some. So it was like the tongue was a little puffy and weird. Like thinking back when I first reviewed those skates, I didn't really know a lot of skates, so my review was very like uh,
It
new.
wasn't much when it came to
Yeah,
there was no comps.
yeah, I didn't really know what I was reviewing. Like I was reviewing it versus the SL3 and the Shift. So compared to those two skates, it was a vastly different skate, and I skated them fine. I
Yeah.
really do need to skate them again. But everybody who gets Sebas and loves Sebas, who raves about Sebas, get the Sebas and gut them, or they get the Sebas linerless, and then they
Yeah.
put intuitions in. That's the difference, and I'm really intrigued with this. I don't know if it's an intuition or not, but the fact that they're coming out with something like that really interests me. This
Yeah. It's a
frame,
really neat idea.
what's the deal with this frame? What do you know?
Well,
I
what
know
I
what I
know is
see, but that's
basically,
it.
yeah. So it's a prototype suspension ish frame, um, and it's designed to be skated with 72 on the outside, 65 on the inside.
Okay.
Um, it's got some suspension bits in there. I mean, I don't know a whole lot more beyond that because I didn't design them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's a really really intriguing looking frame, and on their Instagram, they said that they expect it to be available at the end of the year.
Interesting.
Wait a minute, this guy had some tricks in Laurent, the guy that's behind these. I think this is the guy. He did one of the greatest soils I've ever seen on a high ass ledge in state of the art.
Hmm.
Like, I've rewound it and watched it like 4 times over and over. I think it's the same guy. It doesn't really matter at this point, but I'm really intrigued. Like, I'm gonna have to watch State of the Art again today. But yeah, so it looks like something has been in production for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in their Instagram, like you can see like a concept from 2005 that they did that looks like it was cut out of UHMW
Mm-hmm.
and just said, okay, let's make a proof of concept here. Let's see if we can make this work. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look that hot, but
Sure.
you can see where he was coming with it.
Right.
I'm very very intrigued at it. He even said like he's trying to get the weight down. Who fucking cares? Just put
Yeah.
it out. It doesn't need to be crazy light. It just needs to work. The world is ready for another suspension frame
Yeah.
that works well.
I think that's
So,
fair.
and I'm not trying to shit on Create Originals. That it was I think it was a great design on paper. Just from there to the end product, it just didn't work as well as everybody hoped, as I hoped. I spoke volumes about how great this frame could potentially be,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wrong. But at the same, I didn't let people just, talk shit on it. Be like, no, 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 the design's okay. We just have to see if that everything's going to work all right, and we don't know that until it's available.
Yeah.
So I got into a lot of internet arguments about that frame.
I'm sure you did.
Of course I
Justin
did.
Justin Thursday has a ton of them. Have you seen that?
Yeah, but he's a skinny little bitch.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
say that with love, Justin. Please don't get mad at me.
It's the height.
So he's
Yeah.
he's not that short, but he's maybe an inch shorter than me.
Hmm.
I'm not that tall though,
I was
so
gonna say, okay, I'll
yeah.
just stop.
But he is very thin. Like he's dim, dainty. No, it's not the right word. He's not fat. We'll put it that way. So he won't run into the same issues that I did
Hmm.
with full compression on the axles,
Right.
in the bushings, and bottoming them out and stuff like that. Like I had a lot of issues with the set that I had,
Hmm.
and I ended up just selling them for nowhere near what they were worth. But I mean, you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think suspension frames have, especially right now when there is a market for expensive frames that are like specialized, I think they have a bright future. I don't know that these are the answer, but I'm really intrigued to see what people think of them when they come out. Apparently, they're going to
yeah,
be out end of the year, which might be beginning of next year. Like maybe they get pre-orders end of this year. But I mean, more power to them. I think especially right now with the way that people mess around with designs and come up with their own frames or their own H blocks or parts or whatever. This
yeah,
is the time when people who have that idea and have the ambition and drive to actually build something can build something and can bring it into market. And I, give all credit to Cletus for being that guy who did it. Like I know there were skate companies in the past, like we were a skate company in the past that came up without funding, without, a big company or whatever and came up with stuff, but there's been a long gap until something big happened like the wish frame. And then it was like, "Oh yeah, like this is just a dude who has a really good idea, who is passionate about this thing, and he spent years testing it and tweaking it and printing his own frames and figuring it out, and now it's a reality. It's like I could do that. I could be that guy. Like I have my idea. I can come out with that frame or that product that's going to change things. I love it. I think it's the way that skating should be. As opposed to skateboarding, where every skateboard is the same. There's like subtle differences between the concave, subtle differences between the width, and some skate companies come out with like carbon infusion to give it more pop or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's totally like there are technological advancements in skateboarding, but nothing like the wish frame. Like I think the wish frame changed everything.
is there even what could possibly be done in skateboarding? Now, again, like I'm not on top of it, but like, what change could be made that's similar to the wish frame in skateboarding, and would mainstream skateboarders accept it, or would they
Well,
just look at it and be like, "That's basically longboarding. Fuck off. I
yeah,
don't want that. That's not skateboarding."
two big questions, and I think I don't know skateboarding well enough to know what could be changed. I think
Exactly.
skateboarders wouldn't accept it for sure. Like they want the 7-ply, they want the whatever trucks and whatever, but I don't know what could be done to change it. There is a
Yeah.
really interesting skateboarding YouTube channel. This guy who is like he wears a like a doctor's outfit. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, but he's like a I don't know if he calls himself the skate doctor or the pop doctor or something like that, but he looks at people's boards and the way that they skate and he says, "Okay, why don't we try this? Like let's make the concave a little like he makes boards. So he's like, let's make the concave a little less and let's make the tail a little higher. Or he'll say, let's add a little riser pad under your truck and see if that makes a difference because the angle of your ollie is off. And if you had a little bit more pop to it, like all these things, I'm talking on my ass because I don't know skateboarding, but
Yeah.
like I could see that happening with rollerblading where somebody could say, okay, do like 5 soul grinds and then do like 5 royales and then do like 5 topsouls and let's take a look like a swing coach at a golf instructor or whatever and says, okay, let's try this grip or let's try, you should be skating a wheel with a slightly more flat profile or you should try like this frame that has a deeper royale groove because you're missing out on, like, you know what I mean, like there's potential for that sort of thing. I love that this guy is doing it in skateboarding. I don't understand all of it, but I think there is something there for rollerblading. And I love that people are just going for it. They're just like, I have an idea, I'm going to do it. I don't care if it's successful. I just want to make it, and share it with the world.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm very glad that that's out there. And like, I really think the original Wish frame, is basically one of the pinnacles of skating right now, as
Yeah,
far as frames are concerned.
yeah,
If you want something that you can skate, with wheels that size, like a 7260,
mm-hmm.
and do lazy back rails on coping and not have to worry about wheel bite. So, like, I just set up my SLs with those yellow balance frames,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to have to be very, very careful on my groove tricks until I get used to it and kind of know where everything's going to be and where it's going to land.
Right.
But, like, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to put forth the effort because I really just didn't like skating not flat.
Yeah, and
um,
and that's totally legit. And again, I think that the wish frames aren't for everyone, but the fact that they exist and the fact that they were a passion project, and I am sure that people told him that would never work. You know what I mean?
they
Like,
were wrong.
but you know what I mean? Like he persisted. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And same with Laurent. I think I hope that they come out. I
Oh, I do
think that
too.
he's got the right idea. That like this frame looks heavy and it looks like a lot of parts and it looks like it's going to be super expensive. But that doesn't mean he shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
start there and work backwards. Like start
Plenty of
with
people are going to buy them.
totally. Like you will get your initial funding if you make something that's functional that people like and then work backwards. Like, how can you remove from some parts? How can you make something a little more efficient or a little lighter or whatever? Like, there are evolutions to products. I just love the beginning of it. Like, just go out there and fail, but fail in public, show it off, and people will support you. Like, don't, so long as he comes out with something, I think there's going to be a market for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already sold. I want a pair in the worst way. I really wish that I was one of the 4 people that got to try them out, but
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near CJ Wellsmore's level, so I don't
No.
know who else has them, but they're all better than me at rollerblading.
It looks like CJ has them and Diego Guillon.
I don't know how to say that name either, so
Yeah, Guilloud. I don't know who he skates with, but he is a
he
rollerblader.
he either does or did skate for rollerblade at one point.
Rollerblade, okay.
Yeah.
It's not listed on the Instagram, but that doesn't mean that it's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of him before, but yeah, I don't know when they're going to come out. End of the year, apparently. I hope they are available in the U.S. so that I can pick up a pair and give them a try. Same with those Akuru frames. I don't know if they have gone anywhere since I tested them, but I love that people are coming out with ideas. Like again, full metal frame, a flat rocker so you can have a nice split. It's it's something that you have to try. And
Yeah,
how will you know if it works until you put it out there and try it?
absolutely. I mean, there's so much cool stuff out there that I really
Yeah.
just wish I had all of the money so I could try it all right now.
Absolutely.
So I think the next thing that I want to try is I want to try your 65s.
Hmm.
I still have to destroy these 58s though, which probably won't take too long being a fat ass. So, um, but yeah, I'm really excited to go through more of the products that I have at my house. Um, there's just so much cool shit out there.
There is. There
There
is.
really is.
It's a really good time, and you could see how it can be overwhelming for people coming back because there is so much out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that's why I always push people to the Aeon because it's like there's a lot of frame options. Like right now, all you need to do is put some wheels on your feet and go have fun.
Yeah,
And let's talk in 2 months after you've worn through your wheels and you're like, all right, I need to get new wheels. Should I go anti-rocker? Should I get 58s? Should I stick with 60s? Like that's when we talk again. It's like, okay, what did you feel like? Like,
yeah,
do you want to pass those Aeons on to someone else? Like you could easily sell them and get some 909s or get some sways or get some USD carbons. Like there's a lot of options. Let's see what you like about skating. Or, do you want to get some Zoom or some Next or some, F7s or some, uh, free skates? Like, what sort of skating do you like to do? Like, that's a different market that we don't talk about much at all. But it's like, there's this huge recreational market now.
it really is.
How is that going to be impacted, Like, K2 sells a ton of skates, and we never talk about them except to make fun of them.
Yeah, except
Like,
for me shitting on them
but
for
they sell a ton of skates. Like, what are they
they
going to
do.
do next? Like, what's their next play? Are they going to come into aggressive? Probably not.
Yeah,
Like,
probably not.
they're going to double down in recreational. They're going to keep making skates for the masses, and that's not
Yeah,
a bad thing.
makes money.
Exactly.
What else? Oh, we had this on there last time too.
Hmm.
The Guy Crawford
Yeah,
ASA video.
that's a good one to end on. Yeah. So, um, there was a clip that was posted. It's about 3 minutes with our old pal Guy Crawford skating at an ASA Pro Tour stop in Dulles, Virginia, and getting interviewed with Arlo. And I don't know. I didn't know that he was ASA Pro, or maybe he was an AM or whatever he was doing here, but um, really awesome to see old clips like that I completely forgot about. Um,
Yeah.
that was a really interesting course. Fun fact: I judged that comp. I,
Really?
I looked for myself in the background. I could not find myself, but that was when I actually brought Amanda, my wife, to that comp. That was one of the few events that I brought her out to, and we that was the trip that Arlo drew the pictures of the death of skateboarding on the placemat at whatever restaurant we were in. I'll see if I can find some pictures.
Oh, I very much want to see that.
It was hilarious. So looking at that again, and I was like, wait a second, like I don't even remember that English guy, now Canadian guy, skating around.
That English Canadian.
Yeah, uh, but totally hot. I mean, it's totally funny. Like, it just brought me back. Anyway, guy skated great.
He always
Did
does.
a Yeah, he does. He does. Um, did like what is it? What did you call that Unity SES slide sort of thing that he does? What was that
Um,
called?
a Unity cess slide, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like I think people, that's when I see that, I think of Hurricane. like a Hurricane Cessna type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like was that something that Will Gordon used to do a lot, or was it Walt Austin,
I know
or
Walt.
both?
I know Walt did it. I don't know if Will Gordon did, but I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, this is great. Just seeing all these old ASA events, like these skaters that I haven't thought about in a long time, but I knew really well, like Carl Hills. Like I knew Carl. Like I haven't heard that name in forever. Or
It's awesome.
Stefan Afano.
Yeah, it's funny. Like anytime Mike Powell starts talking about rollerbladers that were
Yeah,
not quite above board, like his Stefan's name always comes up.
yeah. I think he got a bad rap, but he
Yeah,
definitely was. Uh, as far as I could tell, a bit difficult to hang around with. Maybe he just
yeah,
had a different. He was there for a different reason.
yeah. I mean, I don't know him from Adam, so I can't really say
Yeah.
one way or the other. Um, but then there was also Sean Cullen comes up a lot in
Mm.
problematic, personalities in rollerblading,
Mm-hmm.
which when I think of Sean Cullen, I always think of, do you remember Elements 2,
Mm-hmm.
where you had like a little mini section in there?
Mm-hmm.
When they popped up with his name card, did you catch what happens in that?
I don't remember that
It
specifically.
it flashes from Sean Cullen to Sperm back to Sean Cullen, and then it starts. No one else's name changes like that. It's just his. I don't
I
remember if it's Elements 1 or 2, but either way, it's just like, what the fuck, guys?
I
Who made this video? That was Joe Navin, right?
yes, Elements was Joe.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Yeah. I mean, like, the skating has there's definitely been better videos that are out there, like as far as skating's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But that was very much in the we're gonna skate slow up to a rail, we're gonna grind it, do a couple switch ups, and then come off, and then throw up middle fingers. Like it was a very
Yeah.
different time, and which wasn't bad. I mean, it was a really fun video to watch at the time. But like you look back on it, it's just kind of like sure had a lot of growing up to do back then.
Yeah, a lot of those videos back then we had a
Yeah,
lot
a
of
lot of
growing
them
up to
didn't
do.
age well.
No, like if you watch the there's some mushroom blading commentaries on some of those old videos, and they don't cut corners. It's just like
Yeah.
yeah, there. I mean, there's just a lot of kids being drunk, talking silly into cameras, and it's like all right, it must have been fun when you were there. It's like why did you
Yeah.
put that in the video?
Yeah, those are like those inside jokes that like are
Yeah,
really, really funny with your buddies,
yeah,
but not quite so much to other people.
yeah, exactly.
But I'm not hating on it. Like it was still a very important video for me. Like both Elements 1 and 2
Hmm.
were really, really amazing videos that I loved watching. Like that and Suitable Material.
Hmm.
Um that video really struck a chord with me for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I liked the soundtrack a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Petty had some really great clips in it.
Yep.
Um, I mean, we watched Hoax 3 religiously. Like that was basically like our every morning, afternoon, evening devotional for like 3 summers after we got it. But we watched that thing so much. Like it went from like an hour and 10-minute video to like an hour and 45-minute video because the tape had stretched.
That's funny.
But I mean, it was great, and like I was one of the few people in my crew that really enjoyed Suitable Material as much as I did. Like other people were just like, yeah, it's good, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever, I can take it or leave it. And I was just like, we're watching this again because I love it that much.
Was that the first real Josh Petty section?
uh, yeah, I think that was like our introduction to him because he was skating in Razors
Yeah.
in that. I remember when he came back and kind of was skating again a little bit when SSM was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I'm an idiot, I had posted a snarky comment, be like, "Oh, how's it feel to be back in Razors again after all these years?"
Mm-hmm.
And because like the NIMS and the SSMs were basically cults,
Right.
and he was just like, "Yeah, these are SSMs, they're not Razors. It's a different thing." And I was like, "I
Yes.
know, I was being a
Yes.
dick. I'm sorry." So, we should definitely avoid the other Josh Petty stuff that
Talking about the
that
current
happened.
Josh Petty stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
All I'll say is it looks like he's having a lot of fun skating.
That's very true.
And
He
that
did
is all
backside
that
fast slide.
matters. He did backside fast slide.
That was
He's just
impressive as shit.
he's just I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but I'm here for it. I think so long as I can stay over here and not get involved. Like I just
Yeah,
love it's funny. Just watching him skating and like just being happy about skating. I honestly I think that's I don't know. That's what he should be focusing on.
I think his skating would look a lot better if he was skating flat again. Take note, Josh, that you're never going to hear this.
Flat with grind plates.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you need a pair, because Laws is holdout, I have an extra pair that I haven't used yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I just hope he's having fun. That's really what it comes down to.
It seems like he is.
And if he keeps posting clips, that's the only thing the world needs. Just more Josh Petty clips.
More clips. Just
thanks for coming back, Josh.
Stick to the clips.
we love it.
Yeah.
Everybody's having fun watching you skate again.
This is true. Nobody will disagree with that.
I want Chris Edwards to come back. I want more Chris Edwards clips.
You saw the so I left the last in the notes. I don't know who posted this. Was it it was Stefan. Stefan did this this video. I don't know how he was involved with this. But towards the end there's so it's this. I'll link it to the YouTube. It is on Stefan's channel, and towards the end, it's just Chris Edwards skating around this whatever local park or whatever, just having a good old time, just rolling around. You can hear Stefan talking, and it's like I don't know the backstory on this, but it was like 4 years ago, so it's like he's still kind of around. I know he was on the Powell Street or the Powell podcast a bit ago. I guess he's still skating. I don't know if he skates much.
Yeah, I mean not as much as I want him to, but like he came back in like 2015, 2016. He did an episode of Mushroom Blading too. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to do like an online shop, and like he got some product from Rems and he got some from Creed Originals. And like the Creed Originals like printed up a whole Airman CE like Godfather looking graphic card for him, and like, I thought it looked good. And he was trying to sell a bunch of like old memorabilia type stuff, like skates that he'd used back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of it, I'm looking at it like, is this a cash grab right now?
Yeah.
Like, is that what you're trying to do? And like that, I didn't like that part of it, but like. It was really awesome to hear the stories from him, like of like him trying to negotiate, like a stunt bump for, we need you to do a backflip. Be like, all right, it's another $250 for this one, $200 for the next one, and $100 for everyone after that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and it's just like, really, that's stuff that you had to do? Like that's fucking crazy. But it was really neat to hear that, and it was fun to hear him on Powell's podcast. I don't remember that, but I'm pretty sure that it was there. Mm-hmm. I know Arlo was, but whatever. I'm gonna have to go. I'll go back when we get done with this, and I'll double check it. And if it's there, I'll probably listen tonight.
If I remember, he was getting ice cream with his 8 kids while they were recording the podcast, which was super weird. But
that was the best.
Yeah, but whatever.
Not.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, the motivation is weird. Like, I keep feeling, again, with Josh, I keep feeling like his motivation, he just wants to lose weight and have fun. And
what's wrong with that?
I like that, like...
Trying to do the same thing.
he's always going to be Josh. He's always going to try to start shit wherever he goes. But watching him skate, you could tell in his face that he's just having a great time skating again. Like, I love that. Watching Chris skate, again, I wasn't around during that time. I don't know if it was a cash grab or whatever, but you could see that he's just having fun. Like, skating is fun. You forget because you haven't skated in a long time, but the first time you put the skates on and you do your first grind, or you go down an incline, or you do a 180 on a quarter pipe or something, it's fun. Like, you chase that feeling all the time. and getting these guys back into skating. I mean, that's what we're here for. You know, that's me and you. Like that's why we do the show. That's why I do the videos. It's like, come back. You know, it's fun. You're missing
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. Like, and I just the only thing I need is to see Chris Edwards do a giant rocket air on a quarter pipe
Mm.
twice a year. That's all I need.
Cross rocket, right?
Cross rocket, regular rocket, stale rocket. I don't give a shit. I just need to see him do it twice a year. Stefan, when you go back to Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
get like 12 clips and just post them twice a year.
We'll see. We'll see.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably see a gold pair of balance frames before I see another rocket air from
It's
Chris Edwards.
very, very likely.
Yeah.